Infantry weapon postcards, number 47. Polish Beryl and Mini Beryl in 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. Poland's work with the 5.56 cartridge stretches all the way back to the 80s, but gained momentum in the 1990s after the end of communism. Rather than reinvent the wheel, the Poles simply rechambered the WZ-88 Tantal in 5.56, and this, of course, morphed into the new modern kbks wz.1996 Beryl. Production on the rifle began in 1997, with Fabryka Broni making over 85,000 for the Polish army. Production ended this year with it being replaced with a more modern AR-18 copy, as is the trend in Europe. Today, we're going to look at 4 different examples. First, a 2000 dated WZ-96 Beryl, sometimes referred to as the A model, but this does not appear to be a factory or military nomenclature. Note that the same selector system from the Tantal was used. Unlike the Galil style selector, the Tantal/Beryl style selector moves independently from each other, with the traditional AK style selector being safe/fire and will not allow the weapon to fire, regardless of what position the left selector is in. In other words, like your buddy at the bar, the two selectors will cockblock each other. Rear sight leaf, which does have a tritium insert for night firing. The major design change from the Tantal, the muzzle compensator. Pinned on, it is 22 millimeters in diameter for firing rifle grenades and is also internally threaded for a blank adapter. Views of the barrel bits and front night sights. The gas chamber is designed to accept the same bipod issued with the Tantal. The new furniture, as well as the rear stud for an optics mount. The first type of magazine release for the barrel in the traditional AK style. Views of the trigger group internals. Some sources refer to this version as the WZ 2004, but this does not appear to be a factory or military nomenclature either. Notice that while the rifle itself has all the latest and greatest fashionable gadgets, the mechanics remain unchanged. Fabryka Broni and Radom reorganized and dropped the Arsenal marking in 2005. The trademark was sold to a new company, Works 11, located in Katowice. With the exception of a new, larger magazine release, the rest of the improvements are simply add-ons that can be done at the lowest armorer level. Since production began, FB Radom has introduced various new scope mounts, rail systems, and other bits that are easily retrofitted onto older rifles. And while hobbyists seem to differentiate between them, the factory and military publications do not. Continuing where the Onyx carbine left off, a carbine version of the barrel, aptly called the Mini Beryl, began production the same year as the rifle, 1997. This example is from 1997 and looks identical to the last version of the Onyx, with the exception of the stock. Based on the serial number, I'm not sure if this was a production rifle or pre-production. This more recent example has all the latest and greatest gadgets, like the full-sized rifle shown earlier. Note the lack of the Works 11 trademark on the trunnion near the serial number. There are British proofs, and that is because it was imported to Britain. Rear stock, which is easily retrofitted into older rifles. Wider, fatter magazine catch. Like the rifle, tritium rear sights. A shot of the rail system, as well as how it interfaces with the optics rail. Finally, a couple images of the optics issued with the Beryl/Mini Beryl. The most common is an American EOTech variant. The second photo is of a Polish holographic sight. Now, please consider watching some of my other videos, like this one about the original WZ-88 Tantal as well as its little brother, the WZ-89 Onyx. Till next time, dudes.